How did that affect your relationship with your then wife?
Oh, terrible. I was so distant because I didn't know how to express myself. You know what I mean? I might seem good at expressing myself now, but the Wounded Warrior Battalion on Camp Pendleton does wonders for guys, absolute wonders. But it takes that individual to be like, I need help. And pride, there's nothing wrong with being prideful, but sometimes your pride can be your worst enemy. You know what I mean? You gotta swallow that shit sometimes, like, I need help. So I was drinking a lot, and I couldn't even go to the grocery store with my wife. I would just be like, let's get what the fuck we need to get out of here. I hate being stagnant. I always like to be constantly moving. You know what I mean? And
she couldn't understand where you're coming
oh,
from.
No, she couldn't understand.
It wasn't her fault.
No, not at all. And I don't blame her one bit for that. And kind of like what I talked about earlier, how the Marine Corps teaches you like just to channel that into anger, and that'll get you through any situation. That's what I did. I rely back to anger.
But the Wounded Warriors help undo that process, redirect that process?
It's through like intensive outpatient therapy. It's not like you're locked in a padded room all day. You know what I mean? You go see different doctors. You know, you have groups, you have private sessions. You get it all out, and they get you reintroduced. Like what I was talking to you about surfing. That's where I learned how to surf. You know what I mean? To kind of get me back in touch with myself, because I drifted so far from it, and it changed me.
When did you guys come to the decision that you guys needed a divorce?
It was on my 4th deployment, which wasn't a combat deployment. We were really good. She said, I'm gonna leave you if you don't go get help. So I went and got help. I went through AA, I went through all the, therapy sessions and all that, which hurt my pride because I felt weak. No one wants to feel weak in an infantry battalion in the Marine Corps, you know what I mean? We're supposed to be them tough dudes, you know what I mean?
It made you feel weak because you were asking for help.
I was asking for help, and I knew they were already gonna label me with PTSD is like taboo, you know what I mean? No one wants labels with that shit. Because there's so many guys that have seen more shit than me, I made it home with my limbs and with everything, you know what I mean? You feel almost like you don't deserve the help, you know? That's kind of how I take it.
But it eventually ended your marriage.
Yes, yeah, it eventually ended my marriage. How did you come to that
decision, the two of you? How did it end?
She sent me an email when I was in Japan. I was getting ready to jump back on ship and sail home, and she's like, yeah, we're done. And I went into full cocoon mode. I mean, granted, we were done doing our training and we were done doing, all of our stuff, but I just totally isolated. And I dealt with it on my own. I don't even think I even told anybody. I might have told my platoon sergeant, but that's it. So you isolate that, and you try to wake up every morning with just that smile on your face, but it's fake as fuck. You know what I mean? You want to come off as that strong alpha male dude, but deep down you're just fucking destroyed. And it sucks. I mean, she didn't even pick me up when I came back home from base. I had to find a way back home, and I live 50 miles from there. You know what I mean? And it really fucked with me in my head because I put it all on myself. I hate putting burdens on other people. I can't stand it. I'd rather just deal with it myself, So it sucked.
How did motorcycle riding help?
I didn't even start riding a motorcycle until I was in Wounded Warrior Battalion. Never rode a dirt bike growing up, never anything. I lived out in California. The motorcycle culture is huge out there. My buddies rode, my real good friend. I talk to this dude religiously every day. He saved my life and vice versa. Just being there for each other. He was in a club out there, and just hearing his stories and ride, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, dude, I'm divorced. I'm gonna go buy a bike. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put that Band-Aid on. And it took me a little bit, and I got really frustrated with it. But once I got on it, and I was able to, ride those mountains out there and ride down the one along the beach and everything, that was better than any medicine that the VA put me on or any therapy that I've fucking been through the VA and through the military.
Why?
You feel alive. You're back. It's not like a car, like what I told you earlier. Like in a car, you can just set your cruise control and just kind of zone out. You know what I mean? You do it so much, you know when to turn lanes and all that other shit. But on a motorcycle, you have to be in touch with everything. You got to be in touch with your bike. You got to be in touch with your surroundings, the cars, the roads, what's on the road. So it's back to that hypervigilance. that's what I love that. My brain feeds off that, so I'm able to do that on my motorcycle.